Do a clap.
That's professional.
That was professional. So professional. What?
Oh, they had the Aston Martin car reveal, and he's so awkward. He was just standing there, and it's like, you need saving because your dad forced you into this.
You need saving.
And your dad, the chairman of the company, forced you into this.
Hello everyone, I am Twilight Wolf. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first video I'm making on this channel where I'm like actually here. It's not just a re-uploaded stream. Professionalism. You are.
Hi, I'm Neon.
This is Neon. She is my sister. We are going to be ranking CBeebies shows. What is CBeebies? For people that don't know what a CBeebies is.
It's a. Oh god, I'm doing this without script.
So am I.
It's a kids programming channel in the UK that is free if you pay for the TV license. That's aimed at
part of the BBC.
Like, what is it, like?
It's apparently the official, like, age of ages is 6 to younger, and then when you, like, reach the age of 7, you just convert to CBBC, like...
With the dumping ground.
With the dumping
I'm
ground?
I'm convinced it's still going.
I think it is. Do you know they made Mike leave? It was very tragic.
That is tragic.
It is tragic.
Who's looking after the kids?
They've got new care workers now.
I hate that.
They just killed off Mike. They didn't kill him off. Mike from Tracy Beaker's not dead.
Oh, they set fire to the roof.
I remember that. What a classic time.
Right! Who set off the fire alarm?
Me. Just thought I should let you know that the attic's on fire.
Okay, so we're gonna be ranking CBeebies shows. There were 70, but 2 pictures didn't upload, so now there's 68. So first of all, the tiers themselves, we have the classics. These are the shows that I consider classic and that are, in my opinion, like the staple of CBeebies and what I think of when I think of CBeebies. So that's that. I'm having A for absolute bangers next. These are the shows that they're not quite as like flagshipy as some of the others, but like they were great. They were like that good that they deserve
iconic.
They deserve a banging status. Then we've got It Was Pretty Good. They were just good shows. All round good shows, enjoyable watches. Wouldn't be something like I'd put on straight away, like wouldn't be the first thing I'd put on if I was picking a show from these, but it was still a good show. Then we just have Meh. These shows were just like average. They were fine. They existed. Then we got I only remember the theme song slapped. So yeah, the only thing I remember about it is that the theme song like went hard for some reason.
A lot of kids shows have banging theme
A lot
songs.
of kid shows have like really good theme songs. Then we have I Don't Remember This at All. It is what it is. I don't remember it. Then we have My Sister Watched This and It Was Cute.
The age gap means we have a lot of different
Oh
shows.
yeah, there is an age gap. I am 20, I was born in 2001, so me and CBeebies are actually in the same year group at school. And you were born in 2005, you are 16.
Yes, don't forget it.
So, because there's like a roughly like a 4-year age gap between us, there is some different shows. I was getting a little bit too old for some of these that you were watching, and there's some that on here that you do not remember at all because you were a little a little too young or you weren't born. Then we have Uncanny Valley, which is just the ones that look plain scary and are just scary shows.
Cough cough Weebaloo.
Literally Weebaloo.
That entire right.
That's no, there is some other ones. I mean, you can see somebody on the top row here.
Oh, not her.
Uncanny Valley. So, the first show we've got is In the Night Garden.
I've got to say it's classic.
It's classic. In the Night Garden is straight up a classic. Like, I think of Iggle Piggle when I think of CBeebies. Just Iggle Piggle, nobody else. No, Macca Pacca was my favourite.
Someone in my form would not stop laughing because they'd been sent a video of Macca Pacca just falling over.
I want to see that. I want Macca Pacca falling over. I want it on my TikTok feed.
Macca Pacca.
Yeah. In the Night Garden, it was just like, it was so relaxing as well as a kid. Like, it was just easy to watch. I remember you had an Iggle Piggle and Upsy Daisy, like, plush
Doesn't
toy.
surprise me.
But you didn't really give a crap about Iggle Piggle. You just wanted Upsy Daisy, so I like adopted Iggle Piggle as my own, and I
They
carried him around
were the
everywhere I
first-
went.
They were the first power couple.
My first ship was Iggle Piggle and Upsy Daisy.
It was, and I stand by it.
Next one is Balamori, which is also a classic.
Edie McCready.
She loves to drive. Cop aboard my bus, enjoy the ride. Or like
right
it
popping off.
also had that like the song, you know, the houses song where they just kind of dad danced outside people's houses like.
Which coloured house are we going to?
And I was like, yeah. I also forgot, but I found this out through TikTok, that there was like a romance between Miss Hooley and PC Plum that I totally forgot about.
And they were my second ship.
And I'm like, wait, they were like romantically involved. I forgot all about this.
CBeebies taught us AO3 at an early age.
It did. The Fimbles. I'm gonna say A for absolute bangers.
I'd have to say
I don't think it was as flagshipy
I
as some of
feel-
these. Like, I think directly of the Fimbles, but Baby Pom was my first plush toy.
I feel like I remember them more on VHS than I do.
Did we have a?
I swear to God, we had a...
No, because now I feel like, yeah, we did, but like I'd not thought that about that in so long that I'm like,
Yeah, no, we had that was a VHS that we watched with that horrifying wheelies, so...
Chorlton and the Wheelies. Chorlton and the Wheelies was Uncanny Valley.
Hello, little old lady.
Okay, Lazy Town.
I remember that on, I feel like...
I remember that more on Nick Jr.
Yeah, that's the Nick
I
Jr.
mean, I'm gonna say it's A for absolute banger because Lazy Town was so good, but I do not
You gotta
associate
do
it with
the
CBeebies at
cooking
all.
by the book. Never forget the remix.
You know you can't be lazy. Or I mean, We Are Number One was like a banger. I didn't watch Lazy Town when it was We Are Number One because it was like the 2010 series, so I'd like outgrown Lazy Town because it had the new Stephanie in that I didn't know existed until like a few years ago when that meme kicked off that there was a different Stephanie.
That meme where it's like, we are number one, but everyone is replaced with a Gordon Ramsay insult.
This post box is mine, and this triagonal sun. The songs were so good in that show. Or You Are a Pirate.
Me, just as I go on
So
to what's cartoons
Remember when we
online.
went to see Lazy Town live?
Yes, I more remember the fact that it was a nightmare trying to get there via train.
Oh yeah, because they kept changing which platform the train was
Yeah.
gonna come in on, and I'm like, is the train like jumping between tracks, like the current Thomas series, the 2D animated one where he like bounces. Charlie and Lola.
I don't remember much of it. I just remember I didn't like Lola all that much.
Fair. It's a classic.
Are you putting that classic?
Yeah, because I always think of Charlie and Lola. I mean, Charlie and Lola I think is as old as you. I think it was
Wouldn't be
2005. So I watched it a lot and I had like the books and stuff, and like I do always associate like it with CBeebies. I'm like, yeah, Charlie and Lola, and I think a lot of people do. I think Charlie and Lola is very popular. Age. Right.
Uncanny
Girl
Valley.
World, get in Uncanny Valley.
I hate
where you
you.
belong.
I don't remember a single thing that happened in that show because every time the theme song would come
I
on,
forgot
you
about
would
it.
immediately turn it off.
I forgot about it, and then Diamond Bolt, the YouTuber, reminded me it existed, and I was like, oh yeah, Girl World.
You see, like every time I remember it coming on, you'd immediately be like, CITV.
I've definitely seen episodes of it though. I've definitely seen it. I've definitely seen full episodes of this show. I'm convinced I've seen full episodes of this show. I just didn't like it because it creeped me out. But I don't know whose idea. Like who thought? I know it's Australian, but like I don't know who thought this is a good
They were
idea.
Australian.
And I hope that the animators are okay and they weren't like deeply scarred for life by this.
Oh, they were.
Bill and Ben, the flower pot man. Honestly, I remember Weed more than the main characters.
I remember Bill and Ben like the nuts.
Nuts. Just John Thompson screaming down. I'm like, nuts. Bill and Ben love the nuts. And I'm like, why? CBeebies the album, 2002.
Never forget.
Never forget. See, Bill and Ben is like a really, really, really iconic British children's show, but that's because it was made in the 50s with black and white marionette puppets, like Andy Pandy,
Which was
is
way
so-
before CBeebies.
so not this Bill and Ben specifically, because this is the stop motion one. So, and I don't really remember it at all. But, like, I remember I had, like, a toy of, like, you know, one of those ones you push and they, like, flop over?
Yeah, I
had
remember that.
I had one for Weed. I'm gonna say it was
Weed
probably
was the main character.
A for absolute banger, because I don't think I personally think of Bill and Ben, like, straight away when I think of CBeebies. I just don't think it was... I think it was more iconic as a whole of British children's TV, but I don't know if it's, like, so synonymous with CBeebies.
Weeds is the main character.
Weird was the main
Just
character.
of life.
64, Zulu
I remember
Lane.
they'd tell stories.
They would.
That was it. That's all I can remember. And the banging
There's
theme
one
song.
with a hump. One who can jump. No, but it is I think that is a classic. I think, like, I just associate that with, like, CBeebies bedtime hour, which
When
was,
we-
like, such an iconic
When we
time.
play bingo on a Friday in the college, if they get like 64, they all just play the theme. And we're all like sitting there like, okay, classic, but why?
Quiz.
Oh my god, this was like the best. So
It wasn't. It's not a classic in my opinion, but
It's
it's
not,
definitely
but
A for absolute
I
banger.
can talk-
Basically, what we've established is we liked everything on CBeebies except for Dirt Go
Okay,
World,
but
because
hear-
everythve in the top and then Dirt Go World's
Hear
like
me
right at
out.
the bottom.
the game on the CBeebies website for this one, where you gotta do the really easy quiz and you gotta battle it
The
out.
quiz in the show was like super easy though. We only watched
It
it because
was
they would have a
CBeebies.
pod race at the end, and it was cool. And everybody had a team that they supported.
I was blue.
So are they called Twist and Snout?
Yes,
And
they
Snout
are.
really liked Sprouts. I was always Team Ninky and Pip because they were a mood. But I didn't. No one was anti Kit and Caboodle. Zingzillas.
This is the one I would say is A for absolute banger.
I'm gonna say my sister watched it. It was cute. I didn't watch it.
Once again,
I liked the theme song because I loved that the theme song for no reason started with a really dramatic, like, orchestral opening and then just kicked into, like, this sort of more generic pop song, and I was like, what?
that was my generation.
To the band, Zingzillas. I think this was 2010, so I was like, how old was I in 20? Was I like 8, 9? I would have been turning 9, but because I'm like December, I guess I was 8 for most of the year
But, like,
2010. A little bit old for Zingzillas at that
This is
point.
another one
I
where
was more interested in horrible histories.
this one is very much hits in my generation because I also rate these shows based off how iconic their CBeebies website game was. And this was another one that had the most, like, bomb, awesome, like, Zingzilla CBeebies game. And I think I'm just that generation of video games and social media and the internet.
Fair enough. Neil watched it, so, you know, I didn't, but it was cute. There were some cute characters in it. I like the little birds that used to, like, sing. They were cool.
What, Bird and Third?
Not Third and Bird.
I didn't even
And you
say
said it backwards as well. No, you know, they had, like, those singing, like, backup singer birds.
Yeah.
They were cool. So we got Binker.
I don't remember this one.
I'm just gonna say I remember that the theme song slapped.
I don't remember.
Hey Binker.
Oh god, yeah, now I remember that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is all I can tell you about Binker. Binker's a cat. I can tell you that, but
Well
that's
done,
'cause it's in the
we figured
it's in
out-
the it's in the
We
picture.
figured out what species it is.
Okay, we'll move on from Binker because it was old. Tinker Tinker Tales.
Another one that I remember the theme song for and
Tinga
nothing
tinga
else.
tinga tinga. I'm gonna say it was pretty good because it was like African folk stories,
Oh.
but like I wouldn't automatically go and put it on because I was like, this is my favorite show. But I did enjoy it as a kid. I really liked the art style. Underground Ernie can go straight in Uncanny Valley. That was
Oh,
terrifying.
you can also just go straight to hell.
Underground Ernie. When I was like getting the pictures to put on here, I found articles about how successful Underground Ernie was, and I was like, it had like a season. What are you talking
Hey,
about?
that's sometimes all you need.
And it was straight up Uncanny Valley.
The less said about that, so the better.
The less said about the show, it was never gonna be Thomas and Friends.
We have another Thomas and Friends rip-off coming soon.
You can literally see it. Muffin the Mule.
No idea.
I don't really remember it. So Muffin the Mule itself is, again, it's like Bill and Ben. It's like a really old, it was one of the first children's programs ever made. It was a marionette puppet and then in around 2005 they remade it into 2D animation, and
Reboot.
there's a very vague memory that it definitely did exist. I mean, it definitely did exist because I'm looking at it, but I didn't remember really watching it, and I don't really remember anything about it except for the fact that it was Muffin the Mule. So I'm just gonna put it in. I don't remember this at all because I really don't. Chuggington.
Speaking of Thomas and Friends.
Again, another one of those Thomas and Friends, but will never be Thomas and Friends.
But it was also quite iconic at the same time.
I'm just gonna put it in. It was pretty good. It was
Yeah.
fine.
That theme song.
Chuggington didn't offend me, at all.
I remember we had a place.
We did. It had the red one. I think we had the green one as well. Don't remember their names.
Sorry, blue one. No. Love.
Sorry, blue one. No love for you, apparently. I thought it was fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. It was enjoyable
Theme
to
song
watch.
was iconic.
But yeah, it would never be Thomas and Friends. Angel Mouse. I don't really remember anything about Angel Mouse except for it.
I think
the theme song was a tune.
I think it came up on one of them VHS tapes.
Oh yeah,
once
we
watched.
used to watch like VHS tapes that like people have uploaded to YouTube of like all these shows, and I think it did crop up once. But
Yeah.
honestly,
We skipped
the
it.
most I remember is that the theme song was Angel Mouse, and it had a really cool guitar riff in it.
Yeah. How we had a mix. We have a mix of like VHS stuff we watched on YouTube and VHS stuff we physically watched on a VHS.
Yeah. Me too. I couldn't place what that was. Then I was like, what am I looking at? Me too.
Don't remember it.
It was just there.
It existed.
It existed. What can we say about Me Too? That it was pretty good, I guess.
Put you up on that higher than I would.
It was fine. Should we put it in meh?
Yeah.
Okay, Me Too, you're going in meh. It was a show. It had some good songs in it.
Now on to an absolute banger
Give it up, give it
that you
up.
had to study in
Give it
media
up
once.
for the easy quick. We didn't have to study it. It was on a PowerPoint about how Rastamouse is a crime drama.
So then you googled it.
So then, well, I didn't Google it. My friend Googled it and just started looking up pictures of Rastamouse in the classroom. I think I was a little old for Rastamouse when it came out.
I just remember it was on
But
exactly.
I appreciate that it was stop motion and it had good songs. I'll let you, because you watched it more than I did, so I'll let you.
I say it was always on when we were having dinner, so we just sort of left it on.
It's based off a book series, apparently. I found that out the other day. It had some good characters though. I'm gonna say, is it pretty good or is it a banger?
I'd say banger.
I think it is a banger. I think Rastamouse is a banger. Spider, get in there. I don't like you.
I don't like you either. That was the one we saw on them VHSs that we watched from YouTube.
I just thought Spider was really, really boring.
It
was only like a
bathtub.
few minutes long though, so it'd just come on between shows and you'd just be like, okay.
I'd be like, I'm gonna go bleach my eyes.
I'm gonna go bleach my eyes after watching Spider, and because the fact that I had to search for the picture of it, and I had to see a picture of an actual spider.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's your turn to have a go on the shiny show, the shiny
This is
show.
one of your
You can
ones.
show the things you. Yeah, it is. And again, I think it's like the Fimbles. I'm gonna put it next to the Fimbles. Actually, it's like the Fimbles where it's like I don't automatically think of it when I think CBeebies, but it was very good.
I feel like I just need to put it.
Zingalong is one of those I don't remember at all. Just Mum said I watched it.
The name sounds familiar.
It was like really old. It's the one that's Lost Media. We found out it was Lost Media.
Oh god, yeah.
So my mum was like, used to watch this Scottish program called Zingalong all the time, and I'm like, I do not remember this, and I really don't. Andy Pandy, here comes Andy Pandy, Looby Loo. I'm gonna put it next to Bill and Ben. It's one of them where Andy Pandy again is one of those 50s shows that was like a 50s marionette puppet series, and then they kind of made it stop motion sort of in the early 2000s. And yeah, again, I don't automatically like I wouldn't put it up there as like classic CBeebies, but it was good. It was pretty good. The Roly Mo show. It was not. He did roll. It was not as good as the Fimbles,
But he roll.
but it was pretty good. Noddy's Toyland Adventures. I think I associate Noddy more with Make Way for Noddy because that's the one I watched the most. However, this Noddy is better. So, But I don't think of CBeebies when I think of Noddy, and I don't know why. But I think Wait for Noddy was maybe on Milkshake, so my brain just thinks Noddy Milkshake. So I think that's why. Third and Bird.
Remember the theme song?
Welcome to Third and Bird.
What even happened? Were they just birds?
They were just birds. I think they just did things. Do the muffin. Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
but I nearly...
Shake the muffin.
I was gonna be like, isn't that one where like a certain bird, like species of bird perform at the end? But I think that was just in the Night Garden.
Yeah, that was in the Night Garden. There was birds in the Night Garden that used to kind of make up like little interludes of the show, and then at the end they would all sing a song together as like a big bird choir. I don't know what that had to do with anything else, but nothing made sense in the Night Garden. Bobbinogs.
Don't remember that.
I just remember that one of the characters says, "And with our binoculars, we can see you" in the theme song. So I don't know if that counts as the theme song slapped, but
I know. I think that's.
I remember the theme song.
I think that is the theme song is threatening me.
Yeah. Spot.
I remember the book in
Hello,
year 2.
Spot, hello. I remember about Spot and it was pretty good. I don't remember enough about Spot,
We had
but
like
I don't remember. I remember what I did watch it. I just don't remember enough about
we
it.
had like the book version in year 2.
Yeah. So the camera cut off, because that's fun. I was putting Tots TV in like A for absolute bangers though, so it's where it was going.
Well, I look at you confused and concerned.
Exactly. Then we've got Doodle Doo, which we also did establish was pretty good.
And it was just doobies, but British and with gloves.
Exactly. So, next one is Way-Baloo.
Uncanny.
It is uncanny. Wait, who designed Way-Baloo?
And why did they look into my nightmares as a child?
Oh, they were so creepy. The Lingo Show, which I honestly forgot existed, but
Another brilliant CBeebies game. Don't remember the show.
Well, where do you want to put it?
I would say it was just Bugs putting on a show, wasn't it? So like that's pretty good.
Yeah, but is it I don't remember this at all? Because I don't remember this at all. Or is it my sister watched it, it's cute?
I think it might have to be the my sister watched it one, because I vaguely remember it.
Yeah. Giggle Biz.
Oh, absolute banger.
Giggle Biz was an absolute banger.
I
agree.
remember a
I
lot.
can agree with Giggle Biz
I
being
remember
an
a lot
absolute
of
banger.
that show.
The Octonauts.
The ride at Alton Towers is pretty banging.
The ride at Alton Towers is really good.
I made a go on it so you could say you could do.
So I could say I'd done all the coasters at Alton Towers.
Which you now have.
Which I now have.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll go with it was pretty good.
I feel like
No, not.
oh god,
We didn't watch enough of it, but we've
We didn't.
definitely seen
that
it.
was tail end of my time.
Yeah. Big Barn Farm.
Banging theme song. all
Yeah, I
remember.
remember the theme song. I do not remember anything else about Big Barn
They
Farm.
were live action animals on a
Brum
farm.
Brum gets things done. Super cruising, super.
I don't remember
hero.
this show.
I feel like Brum's a classic.
It is.
I feel like everybody watched Brum.
Except me, I don't.
Oh well, everybody of a certain age, of a certain generation watched Brum.
Never seen it, but I did say I would go joyriding, Brum.
You did say you were gonna take Brum for a joyride once. Tickabilla, tickabilla, fun for you, Wambi.
All I remember about this
No,
one
I'm badly singing every
was-
theme song.
The most I remember about that one was someone on TikTok had mentioned the game, but they never mentioned what show it was. So I typed into Google, CBeebies show with purple dragon.
I mean, it pretty much was, but it was a banger of a show. Tickabilla was just chill. It was nice. This is the Green Balloon Club, which I'm still convinced has one of the kids from Nativity in it.
I think this was on my era, but I don't remember a single thing about it.
It had a very good theme song, though.
Did it?
Yeah, I'll play the theme song later. The Green Balloon Club had an amazing theme song.
Noted.
Louis, who has the voice of Perfect Peter from Horrid Henry, and that's all I hear.
Okay, and the Fimbles has Rude Ralph in it.
The Fimbles does have Rude Ralph in it. The Fimbles has a lot of people from Horrid Henry in it. But also, if you think about it, like, he uses the Rude Ralph voice for Fimbo in the Fimbles, but he also voices Miss Battleaxe.
My man with brains.
He's a man with range. Aiden Cook's got range.
Don't forget, he was also in Nuzzle and Scratch.
He was in Nuzzle and
in the
Scratch.
Gulliver's World, well, not
in
Gulliver's
the
World.
episode where they go to Gulliver's. So what are we saying for Louis?
Meh.
Nobody's got an opinion on Louis. Space Pirates
Banger.
is a banger. It's not a flagship of CBeebies, but it should be.
It was a banger.
Space Pirates was very good. It had an amazing theme song. It had great characters. We loved it.
It had other songs.
It had other songs. It had lots of songs.
It did.
And puppets. It had those rats that just lived there.
I was one of them rats.
Grandpa in my pocket.
Now, there's something about this show that is just unhinged.
There is something so unhinged about Grandpa in my pocket. I mean, it's a grandpa that terrorizes people because he's tiny.
Also, don't forget that once he's small, he can take over objects. So, like, if you have, like, a little mini, like, Ferrari, he could jump into that, and he could drive it off into the sunset.
He literally could. Okay, where are we putting Grandpa in my pocket?
Uncanny Valley.
I don't think it's the same Uncanny Valley though. I actually think Grandma in my pocket was a banger.
It's Uncanny Valley
But
in its own special way.
yeah, okay. Big and Small is going in. My sister watched this and it's cute because I didn't watch enough of Big and Small to really have an
But
opinion
if I had
on
my
it.
own way, it would be an A for absolute bangers because it was such a comfort show.
You did love it.
They were big and small, and they were friends, and they were fluffy.
It's
great.
Nuzzle and Scratch.
A for absolute banger.
Here we go.
That
Nuzzle and Scratch.
shaped my job needs.
It, do you know what? Good for Nuzzle and Scratch. Guess with Jess. This was like the tail end, I think, of you.
Yeah, I don't.
I remember definitely seeing an episode because I remember one specific episode where they lick ice.
You just lick ice.
It's because, like, I think all the water freezes on the farm, and then they can't drink anything, and then the horse just goes, why don't you just lick the ice? And I'm like...
Are you ever just a black and white cat?
It's Postman Pat's cat!
I know, that's why I was saying, that's why, you didn't let me finish! Are you ever a black and...
Sorry.
Are you ever a black and white cat that is owned by a postman that decides to go to a farm?
Like,
and
what is
lick
this
ice?
pre-Postman Pat? Is this before Jess became Postman Pat's cat? Or is, like, what is the law? What is the Guess with Jess law?
I can't wait to explore the
Anyway,
Postman
it's
Pat.
going in meh, because it was kind of awful. I didn't like it at all, but I don't have a tier for I didn't like it at all, so it's going in meh. It was meh. Sure, somebody out there liked it. Come outside.
You ever just
Look
fly
up,
your little
look
airplane
down, Look
to
all
WH
around.
Smith's to buy a single
She
pencil?
did. She bought a single pencil from WH Smith.
She's responsible for global warming.
She is responsible for global warming. It's all Auntie Mabel's fault. But it is a classic. It is like, it's one of them shows that, like, CBeebies, come outside.
That
And
little-
on that thing, it got left out of that list. There was a list the other day. It was the top 20 CBeebies shows, but it was like with current stuff, so there's a lot of shows I didn't know. And a lot of people complained about how Come Outside they felt was snubbed. And it wasn't even like there was a rule, like it had to be a CBeebies original, not something that predates CBeebies, because quite a few of these, like Noddy, Come Outside, Brum, like, they sort of predate CBeebies. They were released sort of in the 90s on Tots TV as well. But they were like on CBeebies, so they're considered still CBeebies shows. So Come Outside really was snubbed, because the Tweenies was also on that list, and the Tweenies is from the 90s, so it was definitely before CBeebies. So, yeah. I'm gonna, like, move this camera angle ever so slightly, because I feel like it's a little too high.
What's
so yeah.
next?
Higgledy House. I honestly only remembered this existed the other day, so...
I don't remember it at all either.
Yeah. I don't remember. It had Justin Fletcher in it, though, so it must have been great. I just feel like anything with Justin Fletcher in was probably pretty great.
Okay, let's watch Justin's house and decide.
I'm not going to watch Justin's house. I'm a little bit too old. Little Red Tractor.
I don't remember that one.
I remember parts of it. Like, I remember it existing, but yeah, I'm going to put it in. I don't remember this at all. Like, I don't really remember much happening in it.
Banger.
Pingu's getting in.
Banger.
Pingu's a classic. If you didn't watch Pingu, I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Pingu is my favourite anime.
Pingu is my favorite anime. Tommy Zoom. I think Tommy Zoom.
You loved that one.
I did love that one. That was a banger.
That was your one.
I love Tommy Zoom, man. No, my one is coming. My ultimate one is coming.
Oh.
Ooh. Numberjacks.
Can that...
Numberjacks is Uncanny Valley.
I was gonna say, it's like better Uncanny Valley than all of them.
like the Numberjacks themselves. The CGI on the Numberjacks was fine.
That green blob
But
traumatized me.
The bad guys, and the scariest bad guy wasn't even CGI, it was just a bloke. He was terrifying.
Not him, not the number taker. Did
Yeah.
one of your friends say Spooky Spoon was their first crush?
Yes.
Valid. This was your one. This next one was your one.
Yeah, Luna Jim. Bro, I'm just gonna
I remember we had a
insert it in the
I remember
top
we
of
had
the
a C-
tier.
I feel like we had a did
Top tier
we,
quality
was it a
this.
CD we had that we sometimes used to fall asleep to?
Yeah, we had like an audio like thing of like some of the episodes. Oh, Luna Jim was so good, and I had like all the toys except the dog,
The
and I'm still
elusive
sad.
dog.
Rover.
I'm gonna buy you that for your 21st birthday.
do it. I'll accept Rover.
Just what did you get me? Rover.
I finally got you Rover.
Cost me £4 off eBay.
Luna Jim, let's get Luna. Oh, so good, so good. I'm gonna find that and watch it all
No.
in my spare time. Oh, Misty's kicking off. It's the dog, for anyone who doesn't know. The Large Family. I mean, I'm gonna say it was pretty good. I don't really remember much about it, but it was Jill Murphy and she died recently.
What
so.
the hell is that next one?
Jake's The Adventures of Piggly Winks. I don't know why I said that.
Uncanny Valley. Just from that picture alone.
Was it Uncanny Valley? For 2003, it was pretty well animated.
Well, we're in 2022 now.
Okay, we'll put it in Uncanny Valley. I don't think I agree with that, but we'll put it
It's horrifying.
Koala Koala Brothers.
The Australian national anthem.
It is the Australian. I'm gonna say Koala Brothers was pretty good. It wasn't my like absolute favorite, but it was definitely worth watching when it was on. I would never complain when it came on, basically. Step Inside was great, but it did have some Uncanny Valley characters.
Is it like
That's the one with the house with the face.
Oh god, yeah.
I think I'm gonna put it in Uncanny Valley because some of it was absolutely terrifying, but it wasn't like overall that scary. Tweenies, they're the classics. Everyone knew the Tweenies. Hey, are you ready to play?
I'm still confused why, if they're like 4, why are they called tweenies? Do they just have extremely short lifespans? That being like 4 would be the age you considered a tween? What unspoken law of the tweenies exists?
I don't know. Big Cook, Little Cook is a banger.
Yes. Even if the theme song could be Uncanny Valley.
True, but it was a banger.
It was.
Storymakers. I don't even know where to put Storymakers. I think again it's probably A for absolute banger.
That's another
It was
one
a banger.
of your ones.
It was very good. They told stories and stuff.
They made stories.
They made stories.
This is why they're the
I
story
Can
makers.
Cook was meh. I don't care what anyone says. It was meh.
I weirdly liked that one, and I could not.
I think
for the
I was
life
too
of
old for
me
it.
tell you why.
Bits and Bobs. I'm gonna say they were pretty good. I don't remember enough
I look
about
like I
them,
could
but
kick
I
one of them a good distance.
give them a good boot. The one with the spots gives off football energy. Little Robots. I'm gonna say it was pretty good as well. I didn't love it, but I remember watching it quite a bit on the flight to Florida in 2008.
To see what's next.
And Barnaby and Becky.
Oh, I can't take it seriously.
We can't take Barnaby Bear seriously because my A-level and her current A-level drama teacher was in Barnaby Bear Goes to Chester as a man selling cheese, and is kind of a meme.
He's currently teaching me how to act.
Barnaby Bear was pretty good.
And all I see is him in Barnaby Bear as the cheese selling guy.
Postman Pat. You don't like him.
I don't like Postman. It's too boring. I need action.
So she thinks it's too boring. I think you probably would enjoy anything from the 2003 series onwards, but the original 1981 and the 90s stuff is probably what you find the dullest.
Special Delivery Service seems like it could have popped off.
Special Delivery Service.
And-
I didn't like Special Delivery Service because it was in that moment where like a lot of the shows that I used to watch were becoming like CGI and stuff, and it was around that time, and they kept doing really random things like giving them helicopters and all kinds
and
of mad stuff.
Don't forget,
Like Fireman Sam's got about 5,000 vehicles.
don't forget they were also
Where
giving,
do they get the budget?
Don't forget they're also giving them movies with David Tennant.
And they've all got movies with David Tennant in them. David Tennant being in like the Fireman Sam Alien movie is my favourite thing ever because why? He's also in the Postman Pat movie.
Which is why I brought him up.
With Rupert Grint from Harry Potter. Why not? And also like Postman Pat gets like in the movie, doesn't he get like robot Didn't they make robots of him or something?
They did. They cloned him with robots, I think.
Tinky Winky, Tipsy.
If it wasn't
la,
for the fact it was a classic, it could also count for Uncanny
Oh yeah,
Valley.
Teletubbies, if it wasn't the fact that it literally was one of the most flagship shows of the channel, it would be an Uncanny Valley. But I can't put it in anything but classics because it is such a
The
classic.
Bear and the Lion! It's cardboard cutouts.
I am the bear.
I am the lion.
I'm the bear. I'm the bear. With brown, fuzzy hair.
And then the bear that used to descend from the sky and do a tap dancing routine and like one of the most horrifying CGI animated creatures of my
And
nightmares.
the Teletubbies Club Mix.
The Teletubbies Club. So we both had CBeebies albums. Mine was from 2002 and yours was from about 2010. And mine had the original Teletubbies theme, just like the full version of the theme song. Hers had a club mix of the Teletubbies theme. Didn't have the had a club mix.
When you and the besties were in the nightclub.
And I'm like, at what point do I go to the club? And I'm like, Tinky Winky. I mean, what point do I go to the club?
You don't go to the club full stop.
I don't. Show me, my sister watched this.
They had an elevator. Every episode you'd come up in an elevator and they'd count up from like 1 to whatever it was, and then they'd be like, sew me, and then they'd sew you stuff. Like the kite.
It had Chris and Poi, so it must have been good, is one of them things, because Chris and Poi were like so iconic to me. Chris, Poi, Sid, Andy was kind of around a little bit when I was younger, as well. They were all icons. Sarah, Jane, and Justin.
Legends.
I think there were a few other CBeebies hosts, but they're the ones I like really do remember. Something Special. I feel like Mr. Tumble is pretty much just.
I
think Something Special is a classic now.
I never watched Something Special.
Hello.
Mr. Tumble
How are
lives
you?
in my brain rent free.
Yeah. Where are we now? Fireman Sam.
This one's iconic.
That's a classic as well. You can't knock Fireman Sam. You can if it's the CGI one. You can like punt him into next year for all I care. But if we're talking stop motion Fireman Sam, which we are, because the CBeebies only ever had the stop motion Fireman Sam, it was a good time.
But if we're talking extra iconic, Fireman Sam, ready for action.
Remember the 5th of November.
Oh.
I put that on my Twitter on like.
How could you forget the 5th of November when
we
Sam sings it so well?
No, I literally put that on my Twitter on Bonfire Night and was like, happy Bonfire Night, guys, remember this? And just like, everyone was like, what is this? And I was like, but yeah, Fireman Sam was a weird one, because when I was talking about it on my Twitter, if anyone has seen my Twitter, by the way, like I did my 20 favourites. Fireman Sam, I will at the end. Fireman Sam is one of those shows that I remember way too much about for not seeing it for that long, that it has a very bizarre sticking factor to it for me, where I'm like, never have I ever remembered every single character and actual plot lines and the theme song, like everything. But he's always on the scene, Fireman Sam.
Would it copyright
and
claimed?
Engines bright and clean.
You're gonna get copyright claimed.
You
for how
cannot
many
ignore
songs you've sung.
Sam is the hero next door. It had a great theme song though. Bob the Builder. Can we fix it? Yeah, Bob's also a classic. I should put these three together, really.
He had a Christmas
Move
number
over.
one.
Wait, actually, I'm gonna like shove them like right at the top because they're all so
He
good.
had a Christmas number. Was it a Christmas number one?
Wait, I'm gonna put them in order of my favorite. Fireman Sam was my favorite, then Bob, then Pat.
But didn't he have a Christmas number one?
Yes, it's Can We Fix It? Can We Fix It was a Christmas number one to beat Westlife in the year 2000.
What a way to start the century.
We started the century, the
Right.
first Christmas of the century. Bob the Builder was number one in the charts.
It was
How
the,
iconic! Of
It
him.
was the correct from the mistake of Mr. Blobby.
Yeah. He also then had a number one the following year with Mambo number 5. You know, a little bit of timber and a saw. The last one is Todd World, which Liza made me watch not that long ago, and I honestly was like,
Wow, ended on a
vaguely-
high.
It had a really good theme song though, so I'm just gonna put it there.
Ending on a high.
Ending on a high note with a show we barely remember.
After an iconic trilogy.
After we got to like the holy trinity of the channel, just the three shows about. Oh my god! Right, there is an advert
Oh no.
in and like the
no.
nostalgia account on TikTok reposted it, and it's like Bob the Builder plugging Fireman Sam. Like they use Bob the Builder to plug Fireman Sam in
when
like
the
2002.
houses I built burned down, you could call
was
Fireman Sam.
That was not it. That was not it. But essentially, it was just Bob the Builder. I kid you not. He goes, "You can watch it now on CBeebies," and he says CBeebies completely wrong, and he keeps saying it like CBeebies,
CBeebies.
and it's so funny.
But are we not going to know about that? It was Bob the Builder who builds stuff.
He was basically like, "I've made a new friend. It's Fireman Sam. He's a completely different animation style, and he's from like 10 years before me, but that's fine."
Friends with age gaps.
Friends with age gaps. So, yeah, this is our completed one. I'll just put, like, a picture of the completed one.
Yeah.
Do you agree? You probably don't.
Probably no.
You probably don't.
Absolutely
But,
not.
you know, it is on my... I have left it up, so I'll share a link to it or something and let other people
Yeah.
go for it. But, yeah, if you did enjoy this video, that's cool. You should subscribe to me.
Give it a thumbs up.
So I'm working on a main series. It's called Twilight versus Nostalgia. It will be about one show specifically. Those shows will range from being CBeebies, CITV, CBBC, but they will pretty much all be British to some extent. Maybe a few non-British ones sneaking in there. I don't know, but it'll be like nostalgic. I think I've written most of the first episode, and I can say with confidence the first episode will be Fireman Sam, which is probably why I know a little bit too much about it. But...
Absolutely too much.
So yeah, do you want to plug something?
Oh,
You should subscribe for that though.
yeah, subscribe for that. I mean, if you like F1 and IndyCar and just motorsport stuff, I have a Twitter that I talk about that a lot, which is _neonheart_. But that's about it.
Cool. I have my social medias are Twilight_Wolf_cosplays on Instagram. Twilight Wolf Cos on Twitter, and then also Twilight_Wolf_626 on Twitch. That's weird. That's the first time I've ever promoted my Twitch.
These will all be linked in the bio.
They will be linked in the bio. I also have a Discord server, but it's kind of dead. But I might link that if you want to join that. So cool. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I will get some more content out soon, hopefully. Goodbye.
CBeebies.